All right, the playback of the 23rd. Some crazy trades here, but overall profitable. Ton of trades. Let's go ahead and analyze. Overall trend here is up, but we do come out of this area of resistance. So we go for a buy here. Where is that? Let's see. I think it's just around this area, is it? It's right before there. It's right in here. Why did we buy there? Oh, highs here. Staircase highs. You're entering into them. You want to go for a one ticker. That works out very well. So good thing we found that. Then swing low first entry, second entry. We went for a sell, but obviously you're supposed to go for a buy because of these specific highs here. At first I was like, oh, these highs pushed up a little, but it's the fact they have those wicks, and you come and test it again, and then maybe that you could count that as another test. So that goes for a one tick buyer, right there. Then we go for a sell here on a swing high. First entry pushes down first, then it's second entry. Sell on a one ticker, and beautiful trade. Could have got filled there, or even down there if you didn't get filled there. Got that by the scalp. Swing low, first entry, you could also sold right there, and that would have worked out as well. And you're selling there just because it's an overall uptrend. You do have a spike here, but that spike kind of played out already. And yeah, it's just the fact that it played out. And also, let's see, what does it look like? Oh, it looks just like this. It's also, oh, you also want to sell because it's just all, you can argue. Yeah, it's just an overall uptrend. It's the fact that you have like these highs here too, and yeah, it's just an uptrend. There's probably something else in there I'm missing right now, but I'm kind of in a rush because we're trying to. I'm gonna go get Nate soon. Actually, I shouldn't be in a rush. It's got 12 minutes, but anyway, swing high first entry, second entry. We went for the 1-tick seller just because of it. It's an overall uptrend. You had the spike on out of there, but then I think there's a lot less FOMO because you already had the correction in there, and that's what it is. So you already had that big move, correct, two-legged move, 1, 2. You see that green bar in there, and another spike. That's the main reason I was like, all right, that's probably over. We're probably not gonna get another correction to a spike, even though that's kind of what we got. But yeah, 1-tick seller right there, beautiful trade. Then you get a swing high first entry, non-obvious trade. It doesn't ever play out. And then swing low, first entry, second entry, sell. Great trade. The reason you're not buying there, even though you have these staircase highs here, and it does match up over here, as you can see. The reason why you're not doing staircase highs there is because you passed the staircase highs pretty significantly as well. Almost like 50% line. If you measure from here to here and here to here, this is like 50% of the move. Or like this is for the 50% of the move from that high to this high, and from that high to the top of that bar. So 50-50, you know? And it's just like super past that, essentially. It's just the way it looks. And so that's why that's no longer valid. And we put that in our Instagram story thing as to good, as like scuffed ones. Good ones. I think that's what the story highlights are called. Anyway, nonetheless, we get a double top here, because when you're on the lower tick charts, especially on the 700 tick chart, you want to go ahead. A lot of these trades are triggered on this guy. Actually, they're not. A lot of these trades are the 700 tick chart. I just realized that. Whoops. Not that one. Swing on first entry. That one is. That one is not. So some of them are, some of them aren't. But nonetheless, overall idea is pretty much the same. We got this double top here, first entry, second entry, non-obvious sell, almost comes to our stop here. So actually buying there might have actually been the better option. But non-obvious sell, I like it. And yeah, it pushes down there. and continues to push down. Then we go to swing low, first entry, second entry. Here's the reason why you should have sold. We even exited early on this because I knew we were wrong. If you take a look here, we tested that multiple times, like a ton of times. 1, 2, 3, 4. That becomes overall trend up. Swing low, first entry, second entry. After this test here and after that push up, that is also a huge indication. After that push up with the overall trend, that becomes FOMO. So overall trend, not FOMO spike, FOMO overall trend up, because it's a move with the overall trend, which is up with the overall main trend. And so that's going to create a lot more FOMO, but you don't treat it like a FOMO spike. You treat it like a FOMO overall trend. So you short that, and also the swing low first entry, and you have the ton of support. Beautiful short there. I don't know why we bought there. Silly trade. Anyway, swing high first entry, second entry. You could do a non-obvious sell there, or even a one tick sell there, and I think it would have worked out because you're breaking below these lows. And then you got the swing low first entry, second entry. Here, this one's interesting. I thought for sure the overall trend was going to be oh no, here. So this is the congestion. If you even take a look here, let's see what it looks like here. Yeah, not really anything there. So this one's a little iffy. We're gonna kind of roll over that. But we basically said if it's congestion falling congestion, it doesn't really have it matched up on the minute chart. But the reason why it's not matched up on the minute chart is because we're on a lower tick chart. So that one's a little iffy. But anyway, swing low first entry, second entry, buy there, good sell. Swing high first entry, second entry, sell there. Excuse me. Oh yeah, because overall trend becomes up. You have a ton of tests, 1, 2, 3, and even that we exited early there. Then you get the swing low first entry, second entry. Best option here. It's a non-obvious buy because overall trend is not up anymore. We were trying to continue this spike down, but there's no continue. That's not a spike. It's just overall trend down. So you go non-obvious buy there, and I think that might be. Oh, we have a swing high first entry, second entry buy here, because you have these lows, but they're not super significant, and you have a massive move with barely any of a correction. So yeah, swing high first entry, second entry, especially on the minute chart, there's like no correction there, as you can see. So yeah, and then yep, then you get the swing high first entry, second entry, overall trend is just down, easy buy there. Swing low first entry, second entry, sell there, because the overall trend becomes up, especially with that big move here. It was a little hesitant at first. Overall trend is down here, but then with enough support backing that up with that big move there, enough support there to say overall trend is up and go for that. So all right, that's gonna be it. Peace out.